The world runs on communication. Business, your business runs on communication. Good communication fuels a good business, and bad communication fuels a bad business. So this is a really, I don't know, this isn't that long of a training module, and I don't even know what I'm going to do for the test, because honestly, it's kind of an esoteric subject, but it's a really important subject. There's three things we need to talk about in terms of communicating to your team, because I'm not going to talk about do you use email or do you use the phone or you can figure that out. That's not important. These things I'm talking about, they're really important in terms of the leadership you provide the team and how it's going to keep that team moving forward. Because at the end of the day, what this whole module about is how to grow your team and grow the people within the team, which is really what drives that growth. So here's the first thing I want to talk about. Think of the analogy of mom and dad. If there is anything that distresses children more than this, I don't know what it is, it's when mom and dad are fighting. They're so anxious, they're so nervous because this is the pillars of their world, everything that they count on for security, and when they're at odds with each other, it is the most disruptive thing that a family can ever go through. And the kids are neurotic, psychotic, going crazy when mom and dad are arguing. So smart moms and dads learn that they sometimes are going to have differences of opinions, and some of that can't be done in front of the children. And this is the analogy for you and your organization. There are certain things that cannot be communicated with your organization. They're just not ready for it yet. There are things, I'd love to say, you're with the perfect company. And that means there will never be a back order. There will never be anybody from the corporate world who leaves and goes to another company and tries to steal the database. And there will never be a product recall or a product that goes bad. And there will never be bad publicity. There will never be regulatory issues. And because you're in the perfect company, and you know you're in the perfect company. Well, let me tell you, the perfect company doesn't exist. There is no such thing as perfection in companies. What there is companies that are on the perfect path, which means they're going to go through some bumps and some roads and some challenges, and things are going to happen that they will go through and grow through and come out on the other end better and stronger. And as a team, there are some things you're going to go through and grow through that will make the team come out on the other end better and stronger. You can't share all of that with everybody in your organization. So I want you to think of the mom and dad analogy. So that takes us to the second thing, which is really related to that. No negativity goes down line. Negativity only goes up line. So now you just logged in the back office, there's 10 products in your company, and you just logged in and you saw that 7 of them are on back order because they all use the same ingredient which comes from somewhere in Madagascar, and there was a strike in Madagascar or a hurricane or something, and the crop didn't come in this year, and now you got 7 out of 10 products on back order. Your first inclination is going to be to call up your brand new people and you just sponsored it. Can you believe it? I just logged on and 7 of the 10 products are on back order. All you will do is destroy your organization because they're not ready to handle that. They're the kids and they can't see mom and dad arguing. Your mom and the company is dad, or your dad and the company is mom, or your dad and the sponsor is mom, or your mom and your sponsor is dad. They can't see that. They're not ready for that. So you log on, you see there's 7 out of 10 things, and this is you need to get on the phone to your sponsorship line, get on the phone to the company. Somewhere, this negativity that if you just gotta rail about it, cry about it, complain about it, get it out of your system, whatever, you have to do that upline. Go up there, bring it to their attention, say, hey, we've got a serious issue here. We need to get this problem solved, and we need to know how do we present it to the field, right? And they will help you, and they'll be cognizant of that, and they'll probably be aware of that and be working on a plan already and talk about the best way to present it to the people. So, because again, if you call and say, oh, I can't believe I just logged in the back office and found out 7 of the 10 things are out of line, that creates a certain reaction, which is most people say, wow, I knew this was too good to be true. I should drop out and then I could stay home and watch 6 hours of television every night like I used to do. Or imagine they get a call because you went upline, you learn what's going on, and you say, hey, guys, I got to tell you about something that's going on. I just logged in the back office, and do you realize our sales are so crazy right now? We have sold so many products. We have exhausted the entire supply of XYZ ingredient because it comes from Madagascar. And remember they had that hurricane go through there last season, and it ruined some of the crops. And there's only so much of this, and we've done such a good job building. We bought up all the ingredient on the market, and now 7 of our 10 products are going to be out of stock for the next 60 to 90 days. So what we want to do is we got to get up our game plan. We're going to focus on how we're going to promote those other 3 products for the next 90 days while it gives the the production team time to catch up. That's a whole different experience when we communicate with our team in that way, isn't it? It's going to produce an entirely different situation. So how we communicate things is really, really important. People are, in the military, they talk about somebody's pay grade, right? In the corporate world, you might hear that too. Hey, that's above my pay grade. Just know there's going to be some things that are going to be above your people's pay grade. There's going to be some things that will be above your pay grade. So don't be upset when there's some things that don't get discussed with you because they're above your pay grade. There's people up there who are paid enough to think about those things. And then the third thing about communication that I think is important we discuss as you as a potential or an existing leader developing your team is you've got to get in front of crisis, any crisis that comes up. And I don't know why, for some reason, people think when something really bad happens, they just want to stick their head in the sand and say, well, maybe this will just go away by itself. Maybe nobody will notice this. Maybe if I just don't talk about it, it'll go away. It's not gonna go away. You have to talk about the elephant in the room. And just do it in the context we've said that there is no such thing as the perfect company that's never gonna face a crisis. Every company's gonna face a crisis. Whether it's an airline that has an airplane crash and people are killed, or remember when Tylenol had the contamination issue and they spent like $100 million recalling all of their products and were off the shelves, but they handled it. They got in front of the crisis. And that's what I want you to do. So when you're thinking about communication and when something comes up that's really a problem, I want you to get in front of the crisis. Counsel upline, counsel with the company, come back, go into the rocket booster section if you need to and get your mindset right in whatever the area is, and then get in front of the crisis. No matter what it is, a product recall, negative publicity, regulatory issues, the company founder just ran off with his girlfriend and took off for the South Pacific, your sponsor just took a deal and joined another company, whatever happened. Get out in front of it and say, hey, here's the key. They need to hear it from you in your context, or they need to hear it from you or the sponsorship line or the company in the correct context. They can't hear it from your competitors. Because if they come and break the news, they're going to spin it in the most negative possible way because they have an agenda. Their real agenda is how to steal your distributors away from you. So if somebody leaves at the corporate level or somebody leaves in the top leadership level, you're going to have all kind of competitors who say, hey, this is my opportunity to pounce. I'm going to go in there and see if I can crowbar some of those distributors out of there by using this negative situation against them. You can't let your people hear it from your competitors. Get out in front of the crisis. Be honest. Things happen. People make mistakes. Companies make mistakes. If you made a mistake, apologize for the mistake. Let them know what you're doing to correct the mistake. Promise you're never going to make that mistake again. And if you do that, you get in front of it. You communicate with people. Communicate with the right people at the right level with the right message. you're really going to keep building and moving forward and doing communication in the way it's supposed to be.